People confuse authentication with identity. And that's my rant on the topic.
Well, that's a really important point. So, I know we have some specific areas to discuss here today, but we should probably lay out for those of us that didn't think the CISSP was easy. Um, the difference between authentication, authorization, identity, right? So we have systems that have lists of these are the things you're allowed to access as a user, right? And that is authorization, right? Are we authorized to do a thing? But then we have authentication. Am I who I say I am, right? And they're separate issues, right? And then in addition to that, how much do we trust, each of those, right? So you can limit what someone's able to do to just their job functions, right? And that reduces the risk of them if their account gets hacked. And it reduces the risk of them as an insider threat, right? But the issue of, hey, has someone gotten a hold of this account credential, right? We also need to, how much do we trust that this person really is who we say they are, right?
Exactly. And that's where I think people confuse two-factor and whatever. Two-factor is, I don't know what analogy you want. Either you want the matrix analogy or you want the God, what is that? Try to see the frame. Who's it? Alice in Wonderland analogy. Okay, the matrix analogy. A lot of people understand and go, okay. You hand someone a set of keys, he walks down doors, and then that's what he's able to open, right? And you hand them the right keys, right? And the Alice in Wonderland analogy is, okay, great. I mean, it's all just random, and you just keep trying. And authentication is actually a bit of both. What I see happening in the identity now is people with a false sense of understanding that, well, great, I put a two-factor up. Now my identity is secure. And the identity is the huge circle. It is the big Venn diagram of this. Authentication, authorization, accounting, authentication, etc. And it's all bundled in together. Think of the world, and that's where I started, was an application programmer. Think of the world as an application, and we start getting better at authentication. What I mean by that is that the application is completely, he's blind. He's turned the other way, and he just trusts someone to feed it an identity. Okay? Because it's like, oh, okay, when you give me the identity, I'll do my mappings. I know what to authorize this guy. But until that, he's just, he's that blind cavefish and just, looking and bumping into things. So if people understood authentication that way better, they would understand that not only, this is where authentication has to go, not only should they use two-factor, but they really should be passing to that application some level of trust.